It is that time of the week. It is Monday, and you know what that means, everyone. Time to punch your ticket and hop on board with me, Jasmin St. Join me and my wonderful guests as we take you into a wild journey on Off the Rails live stream. Hop on in the chat, ask questions, leave comments, or just sit back and watch the madness unfold. We'll be waiting for you. Happy Monday, everyone. Hi, Jamal. Hi, Bria. I see you guys out there. Thank you so much for joining me for a brand new episode of Off the Rails live stream. And I'm kind of enjoying the flow of things. Like, I'm just going with it and keeping it up consistently. Thanks again, everyone. And let us give hey, Paul, what's up? Let us give a quick shout out to the one and only Strange Suspicion. Bob did my intro and outro for my live stream. It was freaking amazing. There is his YouTube. Please hop on over there and subscribe to Strange Suspicion on YouTube, and make sure you hop on over to their Instagram and subscribe there too. That's what you're supposed to do. Artists should always support artists. Hi, Ryan. How are you? This has been great. I've been having a lot of fun doing these, and today I just started a brand new collaboration with Dead Bug Says. Now, I don't know how many of you are actual true crime buffs, but we are collaborating on a series called Lust Crimes. And those of you who are familiar with JCW Wrestling, Dead Bug has done some of the commercials, like for Stranglemania and so forth. Hey, Jacko, what's up? So yeah, I'm really excited. So I love true crime. Everyone knows that. I'm a true crime buff. Not that I want to be in one. Yes, I know you're a Manson buff. But yeah, when we have the episodes up and released, I will definitely be posting them. But today was a lot of fun. It was like 2 hours long. And we covered one of my favorite true crimes, Jodi Arias. And it's very interesting, just what I have to say. And by the way, I did send her a Easter card. Everyone should. Jacko, I want to know if you received your eBay order. You should. Thank you, Phoenix463. And don't forget, let us get the boring part out of the way. If you are in the market for a really good coffee, hop on over to, to supermassiveblackcoffee.com. That is supermassiveblackcoffee.com. Put in the code MBN and get your 20% off. It's worth it to get that natural high. Yeah, something like that. Hey, City by the Bay, how are you? Yes, thank you very much. I'm excited to work with Dead Bug. And by the way, that is totally what his voice sounds like. I didn't know that's what it was, but that's his voice. Hey, Alex, long time no see. What up? Whoop, whoop. Don't forget also, if you guys are hopping on over to Vegas this year, which I hope some of you are for WrestleMania week, the best money spent would be at the WrestleCon convention. Big Al and I will be there on Thursday and Friday. Also other guests, Hollywood Haley J, Serena Deeb, Mercedes Martinez. That's a flyer for DNS Collectibles. I think it's the 17th and 18th we'll be there, but I'm really excited about it. I like meeting fans, and there'll be some really cool merch there as well. Okay, I'm glad everyone got their stuff. Yep, everyone got all their Easter cards. Everyone got all of their trading cards from Cocaine, which I think is great. I didn't think that they would actually try to examine an Easter card of all things. And I think that there are a lot of great indie shows going on that week as well. I'm booked on the show on Thursday for Devotion Championship Wrestling with Congo Kong. There are other promotions running, and you're much better off giving them your money than paying $2,400 for a front row ticket for WrestleMania, or even $300 or $400 for a a nosebleed seat. It makes 0 sense whatsoever, people. And if that's what you're going to do is you're going to something like WrestleCon, make sure you hopping over to DNS Wrestling Collectibles. Meet us there. We're there Friday, Saturday. They have some other great guests there that weekend as well. And make sure you are supporting your local indie wrestlers and indie shows. Someone said their girlfriend asked who sent an Easter card. Just tell them it's the mystery woman. Nobody has to know. I've ruined many great relationships from the comfort of my own home via the internet. So if I have ruined your relationship with your girl over an Easter card, then, so be it. But yes, so don't forget to hop on over to supermassiveblackcoffee.com, put in that code MBN, Mary, Blanca, Nancy, for 20% off. Yeah. So I think my guest is here, which is awesome. Now, I met her first at XPW Wrestling when Rob Black was cosplaying as a promoter. And it was cool because I knew she was different and she wasn't there doing death matches. And that says a lot. That speaks volumes because at that time, that was an era where they wanted the girls to do strictly death matches. And, here she is. She's done Power Slap. She's now JCW's women's champ. What else is there? There's a lot of stuff. Like, her list is endless of all of her accolades. So, and by the way, don't forget, you can meet her April 18th and 17th at DNS Collectibles at WrestleCon. But this one-time JCW women's champ and current JCW superstar is here to join us. So let's bring her in. And guys, be cool. I know nobody's ever been a dick before, but I know there'll always be that one time. And today, trust me, just isn't the day. Hi.
Hey.
Oh my God, your makeup is on. Yay!
I did it for you, Jasmine.
Did you? I put eyeliner on for you, and I also took a shower.
Oh my gosh, you took a shower for me?
I know, I took a bath.
Oh my gosh, Jasmine. Unbelievable.
I know. It's great. I'm so excited for you. So you're like all over JCW, but I've got to say, like, the first time I met you was that cosplay company, XPW. How did that even happen? Because that's the last place I'd expect you to be.
He actually hit me up for it. The XPW page did, but on Instagram. But I had friends that had worked there before, and they told me I would be wrestling Tessa, and I was like, I know she's not really got the best rep, but to me, the match was definitely worth going because, I think her art is different than, somebody can be a piece of shit and their art can still be good. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. I thought the match was good and I was very, very happy to go and do that match. But I actually that was the only match I had there. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. They just hit me up. I did the one match and then that was it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, like, where's that nice girl that came here? Oh, well, I mean, a lot of the nice people left at some point or another or kicked out or something like that. How did you even get into wrestling? Because I've seen your, I was rummaging through some stuff in your car and you have quite an interesting set of interests. But why wrestling?
Well, I've been around it my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been on the TV. When I was 13, 12 or 13, my cousin had a friend that he went to high school with that wrestled at this place in downtown Indianapolis. And they, my dad, it's my dad's sister's son, had a friend that was, wrestling at that show. So he was asking my dad if my dad would go with him. And so my dad was eventually, gave in and was like, yeah, I'll go with you. And then my dad loved it and thought that we would like it. So then he ended up taking all of us. It took him 3 months of convincing me to go, probably something like that. And then I finally ended up going, but then I fell in love with it. And I went for probably about 6 months before I decided that I wanted to do it. And I think I just wanted to do it because, I like the emotion behind it and the way that they made me feel, so I was like, I want to be able to recreate that, you know. And so I started training at 14.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I've always been pretty active. I've always done sports and stuff, so that wasn't new to me. My parents thought I was going to quit after 2 weeks, but I definitely did not. Here we are.
No, absolutely not. But I still say you were 14 like 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
I mean, what do you think you would be doing if you didn't do wrestling?
Well, I would probably be in some sort of nursing. I would something like that, or more sports medicine related, because I've always been into like medicine and stuff. I actually had my CNA license at one point, but then I started wrestling and I didn't ever go back to that. But no, I was a licensed CNA at one point, and I wanted to further that, but you know, wrestling is paying all my bills right now, so I'm cool with that instead, you know, because it's a way more fun job to me than wiping people's asses.
Well, hang on a second there. If you work at a nursing home, the first thing I would do is find the richest guy there, make sure he doesn't have anyone to leave anything to, and wipe his ass. Possibly.
Make
I
friends
don't
with
think
him.
I could get Canada for a place like that. I'd probably gonna get busted within a day. I can't see you doing that. Like I just see you as being really creative. And was there ever a moment where you just wanted to quit the school and go do something else?
Well, yeah, of course, I wanted to just wrestle, but my parents, they were like, no, you have to finish school. Actually, when I was in high school, I was booked at the gathering of the Juggalos.
What?
Yes, 2019 gathering. It was in Indiana, Shimmer Forest. Um, and I was working for a girl fight show, and it was at like, it was supposed to be at 1 a.m. I think, or midnight. Ended up not going on till 3 a.m. And then I had to go to school the next day, so they put me on match one. I wrestled at the gathering, and then ended up going to school the next day. And it was like an hour from my house, so I would say I maybe got like 30 minutes of sleep, and then I woke up and just went to school.
Yeah. And you didn't judge the Mr. Juggalo competition that time.
No, no, I was underage. So
I mean,
don't think I could have done that.
yeah, they'd probably get in so much trouble. Now, here's a question. Do you play an instrument
Do I play an instrument?
or do you have interest in one?
No, but I used to play the recorder.
Yeah, me too. That was like the first instrument I think anyone learned in school was the recorder. Do you still have
Yes.
yours? It was
Yeah, I used to play the recorder. I used to sing in choir, but no, I never did any instruments.
And what about unicycles?
Yeah, I ride those.
Why?
I've
Like,
actually been
I
able
think
to
you
ride
were
it
a
since I
nerd.
was in like fourth grade.
Really?
Yeah, I've been able to ride it like my whole life.
Why a unis? That's different, by the way. Not many kids in fourth grade know how to ride one. But how did you even come about discovering a unicycle?
I got it for Christmas one year from my dad. My dad, I don't know what made him think that I would want a unicycle. Not that I didn't want it, but it was just something that I didn't know I needed. You know what I mean? Not something that I had asked for. But then when it was there, it was like, why wouldn't I learn how to ride this? That's cool. You know what I mean? So I just sat there in the house and I would grab onto the walls and figure out how to ride it. And it only took me like 2 or 3 weeks to figure it out. It wasn't that hard. But when you're a kid, though, you soak everything up like a sponge. You know what I mean? So it was just like riding a bike, but on one wheel.
Would you
Just
do
doing
it
a
now?
wheelie for a really long time.
Would you do it now, though, being that
Oh,
you
yeah,
ride
I can still do it.
skis and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like riding a bike. You don't really forget.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's just a balance thing. That's all it is.
I ride
Yeah, but I can do that, and
motorcycles.
I can juggle too.
You can juggle. Okay. juggalette who could juggle.
Yeah, I'm a clown. I am a clown.
You really are. And then there you
Yeah.
are judging like the Mr. Juggalo competition, which we'll get to after because that was simply a complete culture shock for me. I wasn't sure what to expect.
We did do that together, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really hot, and there were naked men showing us like their
hot outside, not hot because of the no. It was hot outside. It was ugh. I was sweating balls. And they were too.
Yeah, one guy had like toilet paper in his butthole when he was showing us his butthole, which was pretty. I don't think I ate for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
You know, but it was fun. Would you do it again?
No.
Really?
No, I would not. The only reason why I did it is because I didn't know what Haley was doing in the first place. I knew it was some sort of competition. I just didn't know like what all it entailed. But I knew it was like the male version of like the women's like t-shirt contest or whatever. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this. But Haley had to do it, and I think she thought that she was going to be the only judge because there was nobody else over there at the time. Like you weren't over there. Shaggy's wife wasn't over there. Who else did it?
You, me. Then there was that guy who was the announcer. No, that's it. It was us.
He wasn't. I don't know where he was either. But like, she didn't know who all was gonna be in there, and she was like, "Alice, come here," and I was like, "No, no." And then Caleb shoved me, and he was like, "Go help your friend." And then I went behind the thing, and I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "Will you judge with me?" And I was like, "Don't say I never did anything for you." And then I did it. But the crazy part is they had four chairs. That was it. And then we had 5 judges, so they had to go get another chair. So I was like, I thought there was going to be no judges, and that's why she asked me, cuz I could have just sat out, you know, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's part of Juggalo culture. I feel as though you have to do it, you know, to be a part of it. And by the way, guys and girls,
but I could sit and watch from afar, you know.
No.
A real far, a far. But no, it was right up there, and I was like,
it was kind of weird. And guys, real quick, thanks for tuning in tonight to the stream. I know that some of you join us later, so make sure you catch up on the restreams and you're subscribing to my YouTube for all the other great interviews. We have Devon Dudley's interview next week. It's EC3. Seika, the porn sensation. Don't ask how. I just fumbled on it. I just wanted to bring her on. And then Mark Marrow. I think he's like a religious man now. What are your thoughts on Vince Russo being at JCW?
Wow, that was such a jump. Okay.
I do that. I do it.
Okay. Yeah, I love Vince. I love working with him. He's very easy to work with, me personally, just because I think he understands what I'm trying to do with my character, and you know, I am me. There's no way around it. So when I go to cut my promos, it's just I come off as me, and usually he loves it. So it's pretty straightforward for me when I work with him. So I think that's why, you know, it's pretty easy for me to work with him. Also, he gives me time to like think about like things that I would want to do for like storylines and stuff like that, and lets me give input for my storylines. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not entirely all him either. So yeah, with things that are coming up, you know, it's more of like a team effort, you know, so that's cool. Yeah, because he's pretty laid back. Everybody, you know, they like to talk crap on Vince, but my experiences with him, I've only had good experiences. So yeah, that's what I like. Yeah.
No, I'm the same way basically, and you know, I just try not to pitch him on things because so much. And I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. I just kind of back away from it and just let him do his thing because he's really smart. I've always wanted to work with him. Unfortunately, due to certain circumstances in the 90s, WCW didn't think that I fit their lily white bullshit, whatever it was back then, which is fine. Everyone enjoyed your work as a showrunner.
We love you, Jasmine.
I know. That's all that matters. How did you get into JCW? Like, how did that whole process work?
Well, Carrie Morton hit me up for JCW and asked me if I was available, and I was like, well, of course, if Carrie Morton's hitting me up for something, I'm gonna see if and dates lined up, so I came in and I worked for them. And then it wasn't for a while that I came back. I did 3 matches with them. I wrestled Danny Moe, all
Yeah.
3 matches. It was actually, we had the first match ever for JCW Lunacy. So that was cool. But yeah, I didn't work for them for like maybe like 6 more months or something like that. But then they eventually sent me like 30 dates, and I was like, well, I would be dumb to not say yes, because that's a lot of dates, you know what I mean? And they're willing to pay me my rate for every single show, so of course I'm going to go do it. So yeah, and then I accepted it, and then now we're here.
I knew you'd do well. Like if I was still running a promotion, I would hire you. I was really picky about the female talent. I was basically a bitch. I was very shallow in like what people look like when I hired them. But you would have been the perfect women's champ like anywhere you go, to be honest with you. You had Fago dogs. What were your thoughts on Fago dogs?
Oh my gosh, the Fago dogs. Yeah,
I
that was
love
interesting
those.
because, well, they asked me if I wanted a Fago dog. I didn't know what it was, but I was just like, why would I not try it? Like, a Fago dog, sure. Yeah, get me one. And then, yeah, it was handed to me, and it was a dark purple hot dog. And I was like, that's not normal. Cut into it, and it was normal on the inside. So I was like, oh, wait, maybe it's fine. So I ate it. And honestly, it doesn't taste much different than like a normal hot dog. But yeah, I definitely don't mind a Fago hot dog. I would definitely eat another one. I don't normally get them because, I have a match on the days, on the show days, and they'll be making them out in the parking lot. But yeah, I usually don't like to eat before my matches, and I also don't like cold food, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I put mustard on mine. I know American people don't understand mustard on food. City by the Bay wants to know if there are any funny rib stories and what are your goals. So first of all, has anyone ribbed you yet?
Has anyone ribbed me?
You know what I mean?
I don't get ribbed.
Okay, you don't, so you know
I
what
don't get ribbed.
she
No,
claims.
the only person, no, I take that back. The only person who ribbed me was Caleb Connolly. And so I'll explain. So basically, I got my hat stolen at a show.
I remember this.
Yes. And we love Rudy. Rudy's great. He ended up figuring out who took it and was able to, send him a bunch of stuff, and then I was able to get my hat back. So that was awesome, and I thank them so much. So if you're listening, thank you so much for returning my hat. I love this hat because I've had it literally forever, and it's very sentimental to me. So because I've worn it fucking everywhere. But yeah, so I got my hat back, and then, I start wearing my hat again, but it's in the middle of the tours when I got my hat. So I started wearing it again because I had another one that I had just made while on the tour, and I just painted it because I was like, I need something. I can't just, not have my hat. Like, that's my staple. You know what I mean? So anyway, I get my hat back and I start wearing it, and after my match, I go to look for my gear, and it's nowhere to be found. Well, I found my jacket, which is always the case. I can always find my jacket because how are you going to lose a jacket? You're not going to lose a jacket. But somehow my hat is always missing. And found, this time I found my jacket and I didn't find my hat. So I'm going around and I'm just retracing steps, and I'm like, who knows where my hat went? Like, where did it go? Because they said that it wasn't put underneath the ring, and they said that they brought everything to the back. So I'm looking literally everywhere. And I went to Billy, and I was like, hey, Billy, who grabbed the gear that was sitting here? And Billy was like, it was James Storm. And I was like, cool. So then I go up to James Storm, and I'm like, hey, what did you do with my gear? And then he said he put it on this table. And so I go and I look at that table, and my hat, where I found my jacket, that's where my jacket was. My hat still wasn't there. So I was like, well, I just checked here, and I checked here twice, and it's a flat white table. Like, you're not going to miss it. You know what I mean? Like, It was just not on the table. So I go back to James Storm, and I'm like, man, you're going to tell me where my hat is. You had it. I know you did. Where is my hat? And I'm looking at him like, he said, just don't look behind you. And I turn around and I look, and all I see is Caleb Connolly wearing my hat. And I was like, thanks. And then I took off running and I snatched my hat off of Caleb. And I was like, you motherfucker. And yeah, so I got my hat back. So I guess that's the only time I've really been ribbed. But Caleb was wearing my hat around. It's not like he was hiding it. He was wearing it on his head. I just was looking on a table for my hat.
You have to get him back. I'll help you rib him, because one thing I'm known for is my ribs in this business, and people don't know it's me. The only one that had the worst rib ever was Missy Hyatt, but it's because she gave my phone number to Gene Simmons, and he was harassing me till 5 a.m. in a hotel. I never did anything with Gene Simmons, just for the record.
Good. For the record, guys, she didn't do anything with Gene Simmons.
So City by the Bay, your future husband, because he's like always begging, he always wanted you on the show. He wants to know what your goals are.
Well, to just get signed, obviously. I think at the end of the day, my goal in wrestling was to just live off of wrestling, you know, and be able to not have any other jobs or any other, not have to have another source of income. You know what I mean? Just be able to live off of wrestling, my merch and my website and stuff like that. So I guess at the end of the day, that's what my first goal was, and I've already got there. But now it's more like I would like to be signed somewhere and be able to get that bigger paycheck, you know, to be able to further my career and be able to get in front of more fans and do more fun things and more storylines. And because that's my favorite part of storylines. I love storylines. Oh my God. Love it.
Yeah, I love storylines. They're my favorites. You will get signed, by the way. I'm surprised like TNA hasn't approached you, but I have a feeling before the end of the year you'll be signed somewhere, or no later than mid next year you will be signed, and you will have bucks coming in, and you could be my sugar mama. Speaking of merch, guys, by the way, so I have some made by Tens of Al that she will sign at the convention, so it'll get sent out to you like a couple weeks later. City by the Bay, I already know you want one, so I have it and I have your address. Anyone else in the chat? Who else wants a photo? Just say I. Say Cadbury Easter egg.
Just say I.
No, say anyone who wants this. Tell me you love Cadbury Easter eggs, and I will send it to you. I'll personally send it to you, not in an Easter card though. And I know there's someone in there. If you just type in the words Cadbury Easter egg, okay. Bootlegged at the Gathering. I don't know what your name is, so could you please send me a shoot me a tweet or an Instagram? Hey, blah blah blah. I won. Okay, Paul. I already have yours here. Then. I don't know how to teharosh. Yeah. Yeah. If whoever you are on social media, please tweet at me or Instagram me, and you have it. Yes, Alex, I already have your address, but you could shoot it to me again. I know you have a beautiful, beautiful collection of women's wrestlers. Alex has like the coolest things in the world. And yeah, did I say it properly? Teharosh? What the fuck is that? Anyway, you guys tweet at me, hit me up in my DM. I know who you are that won the giveaways tonight, and I will get them out to you after WrestleMania. Jacko, I always have much love for you. So what I will do for you is send you a signed lip print card. I'll even kiss it for you. I will wear red lipstick.
I'll even kiss it for you.
I will kiss it for you, baby. You should have lip print cards. Speaking of which, so I'm jealous, okay? Did you work with Giselle Shaw? Because I love Giselle Shaw.
I love Giselle. Okay, I love Giselle.
Love her.
Yes.
Oh.
We love Giselle. Yeah, she's great to work with. I've never been in a match with her, but I've been in multiple locker rooms with her, and every single time I'm in a locker room with her, it's a wonderful experience. The last time she was playing some T-Swift, and I was like, you know, this is not my vibe normally, but she was getting into it and made me get into it, and I was like, oh, we're living here, you know? So, yeah, it was great.
To Tay-Tay?
Hello, Dean.
Hi, Dean. We love you, Dean. Yeah, sure. So, I saw that you did some tremendous matches. One of my oldest friends from ECW Wrestling is signed Guy Dudley. You know him as Lou D'Angeli, and he worked with you at Maple Leaf Pro this weekend. I would love the chance to work there because it looks like so much fun. I'd like you to tell everyone the experience you had working for Maple Leaf Pro ROH this weekend. The
Oh
match was
yeah.
phenomenal, by the way,
Red
guys.
Velvet, she is literally the sweetest person I've ever met in my life. Literally so sweet. Amazing to work with. The whole match I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite matches. Hello, Mark Davis. Inside joke. Anyways, yeah, no, Mark Davis was there too. No, Mark Roberts. Sorry, Mark Roberts was there.
It's Mark Roberts.
Yes, we're talking about Mark Roberts.
Hey, Mark.
And we were twinning with our little JCW jackets. It was nice. But yeah, no, I had an amazing experience there. Everybody there is so nice. Scott was so nice. Giselle's so nice. And then, yeah, being able to work with everybody that I was able to work with there was a very, very, I don't know how to put it. It's like I was a little tense, like, because I was nervous, but then it was also very relaxing once I was able to talk to people and, introduce myself and get to know them more. It started to become very relaxed experience. And then my match was great. And I was like, wow, this is great. This is very refreshing. You know what I mean? So it was different than most places that I go to. Very similar to doing like extra work for like AEW or stuff like that. Or like doing like ROH at the AEW tapings and stuff. It was more similar to that than any other like show. Similar to JCW too, like how they have like the setup and everything. Like everything was very professional and very like they had promos and stuff, like areas for them to do promos. They had a bunch of actual people who film and stuff, and like nice lights and nice setup, and the crowd was sold out. So like it was a very, very nice, very cool experience. Yeah. And I am very, very thankful to have been able to been there and work with the people that I was working with.
Yeah, everyone seems really cool there. I met Scott briefly. He seems like a wonderful person. Hey, John Jay, what's going on? And I did have a question about Power Slap. I mean, you're a pretty girl and everything. You went to do Power Slap. Why? I mean, what is your orbital bone off your face?
Well, I thought, why not? First of all. Second of all, I've always kind of wanted to do it my entire life. Like, it's just been something where it's like, I seen it on like the slap fight before the power slap was a thing. It was slap fight. And that's where actually they got a few of the people for power slap was through slap fight. But no, I used to always watch that stuff. And I actually ended up asking this promotion one time if I would be able to do power slap like at one of their barroom shows, because they did no ring shows. And so I was like, what better place to, why not slap each other in the face across a barrel or something stupid like that at a show, and just to make the match different, because there's no ring. So it's like, really, what can you do? You know what I mean? It's very hard to come up with a match, but it's more of like a bunch of street fights. So when you have a bunch of matches that are all street fights, it's like you got to come up with different ways to make it different. So that was one of the ways I was like, well, maybe we could just slap each other in the face and like, let the crowd decide who wins or whatever. You know what I mean? And they were kind of into the idea actually, but we never ended up doing it. And then I was on a tour with for JCW. Danny Moe. She told me, that she was going to be doing the power slap combine, and I was like, oh, that's sick. And then we just started talking about it, and she ended up hitting them up for me, and then they messaged me literally while I was in the car still talking to Danny about it. And then I told them all my information, and then I ended up did the combine, and then I had a match, and the match was quite interesting. I went against a bare knuckle boxer MMA fighter. Her name is Katharina Lenner. But she is a fucking beast. Let me tell you, she slapped the shit out of me. Would I do it again? Yes. Against her? Yeah. If I had more, time, because I think I only had like maybe 3 weeks after I had done the combine into when I had my match. So it was like I had just learned about it and then just got thrown into it with a bare knuckle boxer MMA fighter. And to say that I didn't get knocked down, I'm just saying, I fucking, I'm a bad bitch. I don't give a fuck. She didn't knock my ass down, and she's knocked other people out before in these fucking matches, and I'm sitting there giving her my whole fucking face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bad bitch for fucking taking all that shit and her not knocking me down. But anyways.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I would definitely do it again. Now, does it have yeah, the one girl, she got her nose broke, but she's gorgeous as fuck. Dodson.
Yes, I saw that.
Her nose got broke. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's gorgeous. She got that. They fixed that shit. She was fine. So I mean, I think that's like the worst injury I've seen. Other for like the girls. I don't know. Maybe some of them have gotten like their orbital broken. And that's kind of rough, but yeah, I think I'd be fine.
That's like dangerous. My friend fell off her bicycle in Italy. She lives there, and she had to redo her face. Very pretty girl. I don't think she posted about it on Twitter, but those of us in her inner circle knew. I like Mercedes Martinez as a wrestler. I love her work. Would you ever think of having a match with her? Because I think
of course, I think we would have a really good match. Yeah, I've always loved her work. She was one of the people that, like, in the Mae Young Classic, when she was in that, I was like, oh my God, this girl is a fucking beast. I would love to work with her. I've never gotten to work with her, but I've been in locker rooms with her. Like, when I worked with Shimmer, I was in the same locker room as her. So, I was able to watch, her matches and stuff. And that was really cool to be able to share a locker room with her after watching her on like the Mae Young Classic and stuff. Very young. I was like, I want to say I was 17. But yeah, I would love to work with her.
I think you two would have a really good match, or Toni Storm. Even if you're when you get to AEW, when you're gonna have to have a match with Toni Storm.
Yes, she's really good too.
Yeah,
I love her. She's great.
She's one of the best. Now, I think this guy wants to buy you a drink or is trying to take you on a date or something.
Yeah, I don't drink, dude. I'm sorry.
I do, and it's champagne, okay?
I smoke weed.
Yeah, you could have bubbly apple juice. So
yeah, I will take that. I do like apple juice.
Bubbly apple juice? Okay, we could do that. Hey, what's one of the things that you totally nerd girl out for? Like, Giselle, obviously nerd girls for Tay, I think. So what's one of your things? Or a couple.
Do I nerd girl?
We all do.
I'm trying to think. What would I nerd girl for? I don't know if I do. I've never been like a One Direction, like Big Time Rush, like that stuff. Like I was never into that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Or like I don't know. I can't even think of like a music artist that I would be like nerd girl over, or like anything. I don't know. Maybe just wrestling. I feel like wrestling is just like my whole life. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably just wrestling in general.
I nerd girl out for like Peeps and Cadbury Easter eggs.
You know what? Cats. I do nerd girl over cats. I love cats.
Everyone loves cats. I mean, they're the best thing in the whole wide world. I love them.
Yes, I'll watch a cat video for 30 minutes.
Do you watch those AI cats on Instagram?
AI cats?
Like eating its food or like making food. It's so cute. Like I post them
all. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, like where they'll make them do like they'll put like little chef hats on them or whatever.
So she doesn't drink, guys. So you guys just go ahead and buy me the drinks. Give me the money.
Yeah, buy Jasmin the drinks. Give them to Jasmin, guys.
Yeah, or just give us the money for it. The same thing.
Yeah, that too. I'll take the money and I'll go down the street.
Someone wants to know how much is your Led Zeppelin poster in the background, which is very cool, by the way.
How much is it? I'm not selling it.
There you go. That's the right answer. Now, there's a man. Hey, someone offered me money for my vintage jersey. It's a Rush jersey. My babysitter took me to see Rush when I was like a little kid. I'm like, I'm not selling. Yeah, go to fucking Hot Topic, you freaking. So Oh, here's a question, and obviously we don't know about this. So just so you guys know, we don't always know the going-ons behind the behind the closed doors. So somebody wants to know, has Violent J been notified regarding Russo's discussions with Tony Khan? Well, everyone knows about that. It's
Yeah,
all over the
okay.
place, guys. Hello. You got to be as blind as Sammy Davis Jr. to not see that.
It was
Um,
tweeted out, so everybody knows.
yeah, I mean, that's good for everyone, but I think he's really pushed JCW in the right direction. Yes, a Rush jersey. Someone wants to know your memories of working with 44OH members Ricky Shane Page, Atticus, and
My
who's the
memories. They're not really memories because it just happened.
Was it just a stepping stone?
You said what?
Was it just a stepping stone?
Kinda. I mean, I still like I work with all of them still. Like they're all in the same area, so I'm always around all of them all the time. Yeah. I love working with them. Like we were able to create our own storylines and be able to take it to our different promotions and be able to run and do our own storyline and our own thing. And it was sick as fuck. It was so much fun to do because like I said, that's my favorite thing to do is storylines. And so we would come up with these videos and funny things that we could do, to help keep our fans engaged with us online, even if we weren't, wrestling every single weekend. So we would come up with like little storyline things that we were doing to each other, just to make it seem, like we're still beefing with each other because we were, you know what I mean? So we did, what we were able to do and post some of our stuff online and then be able to take our matches and do it in different promotions. So that was cool, being able to take it all around. But yeah, no, I loved working with them because we were able to do the storyline stuff and everybody was engaged and everybody came up with things that they would do and like how their character would react. Well, what could we do, if we hit Vincent Nothing with a car? Like that's not something that everybody else is thinking about. You know what I mean? Like actual real storyline beefs, like in independent wrestling, let alone like you see WWE doing that stuff. You know what I mean? But you don't see people on the independents going out there and making these storylines on their own. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I really appreciated the group and everything that we did because we were able to do the fun part of it and do it together, which was the best thing about it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
getting to have fun with your friends.
yeah, well, you see it like that, and I love storylines. So you definitely did watch wrestling as a child because that's what it was with storylines. I still like have yet to say to tell Vince one thing we never got to do that I'd love to do if the opportunity ever presents itself is have a monsters outbreak feud because it's like freaks like all
Oh
over.
yeah, big freak parade. Yes, that would be great.
I would love it. It would be so much fun. And you said something interesting before. You were working at the gathering when you were like in high school. What did your parents say? Did they go with you to the gathering?
Yes, they did.
Oh
My dad took me. Yes.
your poor.
Um, and it was kind of hard to get me in at first, because I was underage and they didn't expect my dad to be there with me. So for me to need a chaperone, they just expected me to show up. And yeah, my dad's like, well, she's underage. She can't go in here by herself. And they're like, yeah, she can. But I didn't know where I was going. And I don't know these people. And it's a big, it's a big park. It's a big area. And I don't drive. My dad was just going to drop me off and I was going to have to walk at 1 a.m. all the way down to God knows where. And I haven't been on these grounds before. So my dad was not willing to do that. So he was like, no, I'm going to need to come in there with her because she's underage and she's performing. And then after she's done, we're leaving because she's got to go to school in the morning. So, yeah, my dad sat there, whole time in the back. And then till we got it figured out, like where I was supposed to go. And then he sat there, watched me wrestle, and then came back, picked me up. And then we left and I went to school in the morning. I was literally only there for like maybe 5 hours. So it was a little while, but yeah, it was an interesting experience because as soon as we got there, Guar was performing on stage, and so I'm just watching him spray blood at the crowd, and my dad's like, Guar, and so he goes and he actually sat there and watched it for a second, and then by the time we were able to get to where I needed to be, they were walking back behind the stage. So my dad thought that was cool, but yeah, no, I thought it was cool too, of course. But yeah, it was funny to be able to experience it with my dad. But yeah. Yeah.
Your
Shout
dad,
out to dad because I would have been lost. I would have been
he was in that
lost.
though. He was into war. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's
just
into all
want
that
to know,
shit.
but how did someone even, I mean, you're 14 years old for crying out loud. Who contacted you to even, like, I'm just, someone
Pondo.
called Pondo, and how did Pondo know you?
Because I worked for Girl Fight, for him for Girl Fight. Because I came to Jeffersonville, Indiana and worked for Grindhouse. And then I got found through all that stuff and then started working for Pondo at Girl Fight. And then they asked me if I was available to do Girl Fight at the gathering. And it was going to be at like 1 a.m. or whatever. But my dad was like, you can wrestle at that show if you want to. You just got to go to school the next day. So
Wow.
I did.
I had to sneak out of my window. The neighbors called the police to go see Iron Maiden. And I was sneaking back
Nice.
from the show and I got busted. But your dad sounds
Was
really
it worth it though?
For Maiden, yeah, because I got to meet them that night too. I was like 16. I have photos somewhere on my Facebook page. I should actually print those out and pin them to the wall because it was so much fun. But Pondo's done a lot, by the way, for a lot of people's careers, just so you know. Like, he's the one that got me to Japan. Japan does not really use female managers, but he got me over there on 2 tours. And obviously he helped you with a break somehow. He does a lot for women. And no, he's not banging us. I know that was like...
No, there was people like talking shit about him online. And, you know, he's had relationships with some women that are in the business, but no, he was never weird to me. And he was never weird to anybody that I had ever been in the locker room with. So I've never experienced anything. He actually was never actually in the locker room. They would have somebody come down and be like, hey, is everyone dressed ready? You know, whatever. And then he'd come down and he'd do his meeting and then he'd go back up the stairs because that man was not walking up and down those stairs to that basement. He was not, because he, you know, walking up and down those stairs, that's not, Pano's not doing all that. So he would literally come down for the meeting, go back up, and that'd be it, you know, and then at the end of the night, I'd get paid. So he was not lingering in the locker room, being weird, you know. But yeah, no, I always had a fine experience working for Girl Fight.
The only creepy thing Pondo's ever done with me was go to a haunted house in Japan. And I'm afraid of those.
She said it's only creepy because it's scary.
I was closing my eyes the whole time. I was like grabbing onto Dale Patrick's. Like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Just don't. You know?
Yeah.
And here's a J-Rod question. I love J-Rod personally, and I think she's great there. The two of you put on some fireworks. What are your thoughts on J-Rod being in JCW?
Oh, I love working with J-Rod. J-Rod's great. She's so sweet. And she's willing to learn. That's the cool thing about her. Like a lot of girls, they just think that they already know everything. That's not her. She comes in and she knows that there's something she's missing, you know what I mean? But that's all of us. So she's coming in trying to learn something, and that's cool because that's what I came in to do. That's what Haley came in to do. That's what we all came in to do. You know what I mean? We're all sitting here trying to learn. And the girls that come in and think that they know what they're doing, they're the ones that don't last. You know what I mean? So got to come in, realize that, you know, you're not at the top of your game yet. And once you are, you'll know. But we're all aware right now that we're on our way there. So that's why I like working with the girls that we have there. Everybody knows their place. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No,
nobody's like, I'm better than you. I can do this. I can do that. You need to do this. You need to, because there's a lot of girls that are out there like that. Like, it seems like it's like their part. It's just their gimmick. No, some of these girls actually be acting like that. And I'm like, y'all need to tune it down because I can get up here too. Don't play me. But no, none of these girls are like that. I love everybody I work with.
You mean the cosplaying? I call them the cosplaying hoes.
Yes.
The cosplaying hoes be out there, be doing gimmicks they shouldn't.
They just want to dance and skip to the ring and pretend like they're doing something. And I'm like, you're a bitch. That's what you are.
No, and don't sandbag anyone. Guys do the same thing all the time. I guess guys do it more. Somebody wants to know, and this has been asked, a few people have been asking this all night. Um, who is your dream match opponent, past or
Oh,
present? My dream match opponent for you is Mercedes Martinez.
she's always been one of my dream opponents.
But
Yeah,
Sherry
so maybe her. You said
and
what?
so your past dream opponent, for my opinion, should be Sherry Martel, because I worked with Sherry Martel at my very first mixed tag match. She was amazing. But I think that's who your past opponent should be, or China.
Yeah, yeah. I I would love to. I would have loved to duke it out with Mae Young, though. That's what I'm saying. I would have loved to duke it out with her. 'Cause she's a bad bitch. Let me just say, she was a bad bitch. She was at the top of her game in her 80s too. I was like, damn, she's taking all that shit, and I was like, holy crap. So we love her. She's yes. Um, now, yeah, probably somebody like Mercedes. She's great. I've always wanted to have, like, literally since I saw her the first time, I've always wanted to wrestle her because I feel like we would have a really good match. So yeah, she's probably my present one that I haven't gotten to wrestle yet that I would like to wrestle.
Lita.
Lita, oh yeah, she's good too. Yeah. I feel like I would have a good match with her too. That's what they were starting to say. They were like, when they put me with the Backseat Boys, they were like, we want them to be the Hardys and you to be Lita. I'm sorry, they are no Hardy Boys. Now, JP and Tommy, I'm so sorry, but yeah,
We love you. We
we
really
love you, but no.
yeah.
Anyway, and everybody knows that. But anyway, now I'm not saying I'm Alita, but closer to Alita than they are the Hardys. Anyway, anyway, but yeah, no, I would totally love to work her. But yeah,
Now you and I share something in common in Japan. We both work Korakuen Hall, and I'd always see these posters on the wall for like princess matches and all these girls. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. You went to Japan. Tell me about that experience. I remember you came back with a black eye, I think.
LOL, yes, I did. Yeah, it was so much fun. I will say at first it was a huge culture shock. And I didn't have any weed, so that was interesting.
You can't do
Because
it there.
they don't have anything. There's nothing. Now a lot of them drink, but I don't drink, so they're all drinking and stuff. I just don't do that. But anyway, uh, no, it was very different than the States. Like down to everything. The sides of the street that the cars are driving on, the side of the street that you walk on, like everything was different. Everything. Um, nobody spoke English. Now there was one girl that did, one of the wrestlers, but it's not like I was hanging out with her every day. I was there for 10 days and I was there by myself. So like I said, it was a culture shock at first, but then once I was there for a while and I started to get more comfortable, I actually started to love it because it was different than the States. So it was something, new and refreshing. Um, Everybody there is so nice, so polite, so willing to help. And that's not how it is in America. It's just not. Um, Literally, you could be lost on the street and you could ask anyone and they would be able to help you, without giving a fuss or like trying to, be rude because obviously they could tell. Now, if they weren't willing to help you, they just won't talk to you. They're not one of those people who it's like they're gonna, if they're, and I say this in the nicest way, if they are racist, they are just not talking to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so,
You're good.
that's just how it is there. But no, it's mostly they're almost everybody you come across is so nice and so willing to help. And it's not like it's filled with people who are racist. That's not what I'm saying. Um, but no, it was a very different experience for me just because nobody spoke English and then like having to call matches and stuff was different because they don't understand what I'm saying and I don't understand what they're saying. So it's like I would talk to a translate app and then I would translate it for them so they could read what I'm trying to say. If I'm trying to say words, now wrestling is a language in itself. So whenever we're calling our matches and we're doing it in the ring, we can literally just, go through motions and stuff and know what the other person is talking about without saying any words. So it was actually quite easy to figure out like what we were doing in our matches and stuff, easier than what you would expect. A lot of people, I'm sure, go there with stress if they've never been there or never worked with somebody who has not doesn't use the same language as you or is not as fluent in your language as you are. Which, you know, some of the women there, they did understand English, but they didn't speak it. You know what I mean? So it was like they could understand what I was saying, and that's what matters. Now, if things got messed up in the match and it wasn't somebody who understood what you were saying, there's quite literally nothing you can do other than rely on wrestling's language in itself. Because, you know, you can't speak so like to each other, and like it, you know, makes sense to one another. So that was the challenging part about it. But if you know what you're doing out there, it's just second nature. And I've worked with people who didn't speak full English before going to Japan. So then when I did go, it was like, I've done this before, and it wasn't as hard as what I made it up to be for myself. Because I, you know, obviously I like to give myself some nerve. So I, you know, because I feel like if I'm not under pressure, I'm not going to do as well. And if I think, you know, if I'm too cocky, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to steer myself in the wrong direction. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to, if there's nobody putting pressure on me physically, you know what I mean, then I'm going to do it myself. So, because, you know, your coaches aren't always going to be there saying, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that, and like helping you along the way. So it's like, I need to be able to do that to myself sometimes. And I feel like when I do that, I come out stronger on the other side and have better matches. So, yeah.
No, you definitely do. And you know, not to knock the crowd, half the time you guys don't know when we fuck up anyway, so it makes
That's
no
true.
difference. But we know, you know, and yeah, I understand it being a big culture shock, but I'll admit this. I don't know if I'll say I'm racist, but when people come to France, I don't speak English to them. Like I could see Americans, they're just I was smoking a cigarette one day outside at a coffee shop. This American woman, oh, you're smoking, go the fuck inside if you don't like it. You know, like you go somewhere, you adapt to my culture here and I adapt to yours. Japan is a clean place. You don't litter, okay?
Yeah.
These young kids
That's
ride
the other thing I liked about it, because it was very clean. Very,
you can
very
eat off
clean.
the ground.
There's nothing on the ground.
You can eat McDonald's on the ground if you
You
wanted
could
to.
literally eat your food off the ground. For real. Like, it's so clean. Not actually, but you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, people don't spit their gum out on the ground. Like, there's not, like, gum stains on, like, there's nothing on the ground. Like, it's just, it looks like everything was just built. Like, it's so nice.
I still see you're going to get signed to TNA. Like everyone agrees with me in the chat, or almost everyone agrees that you'll get signed to TNA, and it's really a blessing to be your age and to be able to know about storytelling, because a lot of them don't tell stories or have psychology. It's just like spot, 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 and things get so muddly in the ring.
Yeah, because well, to me, I feel like obviously you can have matches like that, you know, if you want, but that's just not what I like to do. I like to be able to sit there and think, like, how would I actually act in this situation? You know what I mean? If I'm trying to actually beat someone's ass, what would I do? You know what I mean? So, like, that's how I treat my matches. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and dance around a million times and then grab an arm and then drag you around. Like, that's just not me. That's not me. So I'm not going to do that. Now, other people, if you want to do that to me, whatever, I guess I'll have that sort of match with you. But like, I think that's why a lot of people like my type of wrestling, because I try to make my stuff look as real as possible. And, you know, I think that comes with like my past, you know, because I used to do judo when I was a kid. So whenever, I was, you know, a kid, I was getting slammed around and stuff, and it was the exact same way. It's literally the exact same way as you do in wrestling. So whenever I realized that, I was like, oh, I can wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, if I can do judo, which is real, I can wrestle, because that's fake. So I don't know. I think to me, yeah, it was just something like, you know, I've always wanted to do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I see you with Tessa Blanchard again. I like Tessa.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a problem with her, but she's really very nice. I had no problem with her whatsoever.
Yeah, I had no problem with her either. She was very, very, very nice to me.
And guys,
And, you know, we were able to go back and forth and call her a match and do, you know, she let me put my input in. That's how it was with Red Velvet too. That's why I really, really appreciated working with these girls, because they, you know, they could be like, no, I'm where I'm at and you're where you are, and I get all of this match. You know what I mean? But they're not like that. They're very, very nice. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw Red Velvet's photos. She looks awesome. She has a great
She's so
breast.
pretty.
Now, I didn't know, like, have you done a lot of signings? Because, guys, don't forget, and ladies, of course, if you're going to Vegas for WrestleCon, support the shows. Stranglemania is on the 17th at midnight. And then don't forget, Al and I, Haley, Mercedes, Serena Deeb, a bunch of other lovely ladies are signing the 17th and 18th at DNS Collectibles. Do you do a lot of appearances, or is this like a one-off?
I not all the time, but yeah, no, they hit me up to do WrestleCon, so I was like, yeah, I'll do WrestleCon, of course, because I'll be in Vegas anyway. So, yeah, I don't normally do signings because I'm not really a people person, but I guess I will be.
It'll be
So
fun.
be nice and be respectful, or I won't be.
Cold. You got to bring your jacket though. It'll be it's chilly in that
Yes.
convention center. So I think people want photos of you in your gear. But you look very pretty with that dress on over the weekend. It
Oh,
looks very
thanks.
nice, very presentable, Al. I was like,
I
oh my
tried
god,
my best.
something up in a dress. This is so cute. So yeah,
Thanks.
it was adorable. So I know that you wrestle like every weekend. What do you have coming up?
Well, as of right now, I need to look, but I do know I have my alter ego match coming up. And what I mean by that, I wrestle as Alice Oil
Oh, I saw that.
at this old wrestling show. So I am. It's like a Popeye gimmick. I'm Olive Oil's sister, Alice Oil. And I come out with my can of spinach. If I'm a good guy, I eat it and then I get, jacked and then I beat him up. If I'm a bad guy, I'll bop him in the head with my can. So, yeah, that's coming up. Maybe next weekend, this weekend or next weekend. The 11th is the day. And then, yeah, Vegas, we got Vegas coming up too. So I'm really excited for that.
It's going to be great. Oh, someone just said, while in Vegas, do not put $500 on the Knicks. Yeah, only a loser does that. So it's going to be big. Then we have the JCW tour after that, which will be even more fun. I love working with Vince, and I can't wait to see what he has in store for me. They told me the storyline, sort of, and I'm not going to say it on here, and I think you know part of it. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go watch Lunacy. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Watch Lunacy. It's good. We actually have good material. We have storylines. If you like storylines, if you like to watch TV, watch Lunacy. Don't be dumb. I'm telling you, everyone wants to shit on it because Russo's a part of it. Well, guess what? He's making it good like it was good before. We're just making it even better. Watch Lunacy.
Yeah. And I think it was Jim Cornette that ripped on him, corny. And I still want to have a strip off with Jim Cornette and he'll lose and strip down into a bikini. So that's like one thing I want. So Vince has to I hope he can book that or something like that. Thank you for the observations. And you guys, it means a lot when you guys go catch up on the restreams because a lot of you, miss this because you guys have lives, unfortunately. And, that really sucks having a life sometimes, like normal lives. But you always come back, you catch up on the restream, subscribe to Crazy Train Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon. And don't forget, if you were into true crime, I just collaborated with Deadbug, and we have a series called Lust Crimes. Actually, Deadbug sounds kind of hot. He's the guy who's the voice of the Stranglemania commercials. I'm wondering what he looks like. I'm not going to ask Jay, hey, what does Deadbug look like? He'll be like, Jazz, I don't know. Well, he does know, but he'll just do like a regular dude. But we're gonna have to look. No, it's not a smoker's voice. You gotta subscribe to his channel, Deadbug Says. And there's a lot of other true crime stuff on there that's really amazing. Someone just shared this. Okay. So yes, so someone just told me that whole old time wrestling is a lot of fun. I like the poster a lot. So if people want to catch up with you on your socials, follow you, I have your Instagram up there, guys. It's Alice_Crowley_. Where else can they find you?
Twitter is Alice Crowley 19. Facebook is Alice Crowley.
Where'd you come up with that?
My last name?
Yeah.
Alistair Crowley.
I was thinking that's what it was. I mean, I used to do
play off of that.
Yeah, that's why I like you, because I used to dabble with black magic, and satanic Bibles, which was really
I
fun.
just feel like it sounds like more dark, and I was gonna be a heel anyway, so I don't know. It just sounded like it fit, you know? So, yeah.
It fits. It fits. As long as you're not cosplaying witchery, you're fine. But you don't
Yeah, no,
cosplay,
I don't do that. So,
or else something really bad happens. But looking at your stuff behind you, like real quick, we have Led Zeppelin. What's your musical taste? Is that a Carcass poster? No. Okay. It looks like
there's just a bunch of wrestling stuff and old radios back here.
okay, that's good.
But you know what I do have? Because my roommates have a bunch of magazines. I've seen this while I was sitting here going through all of them.
Oh my God! I
Who
know.
is that?
Wow.
It's you! I was like, what the? So hardcore, it hurts.
Man, I am so hardcore, it hurts, and just a bunch of other things. So she has my old wrestling magazine. It's fun. Like those magazines were fun. I feel as though they should bring them back so you girls can have your pullouts. You deserve one. And you're in the JCW Lunacy program. So guys, pick up the Lunacy programs off the Psychopathic Records.
Yes, we do have programs. Go get one. They're actually sick. I love it. I have one too. And I actually am going to go buy one myself. So everybody else should go buy one too.
Actually, someone's going to have to sign the magazine for your roommates. As long as I'm not bringing out my other magazine.
Hey, if you buy one, I'll sign it. I'll sign it. Bring it to me.
Yeah, we'll sign stuff.
Sign it for free. Go buy it.
What else are you going to have at the convention? 8x10s, cassette tapes?
I'm going to have 8x10s, my cassette tapes, a few shirts. I think I'm going to do a new shirt design, so stay tuned. We'll see, what it's going to be. But yeah, it might be pink. Who knows? We'll see. The shirt itself is going to be black. It's always going to be black. I can't not have a black shirt.
Yeah, maybe hot pink or something, but I think Haley wears a lot of pink. Thanks so much for making this happen, because you've made everyone's week. I can assure you of that. And
yes.
Please, give us your socials again one more time before I sign off.
Instagram is Alice_Crowley_. Twitter is Alice Crowley 19, and Facebook is just Alice Crowley.
To me, you're still 14 or 15. I'm sorry. And just take this as a compliment, because you're just so youthful. And I think you have such a great energy about you, especially when you work. It's something dynamic.
Thank you. I try my best. I hope so. Hopefully one day.
Sooner than later. Well, you have yourself a lovely evening. And I will see you in Vegas. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, I'll see you in Vegas. Woo! I'm so excited. Yay.
Well, you have a good evening, Miss Crowley.
Yes, you too, Jasmine.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Okay, guys, that was just Big Al. I know everyone was asking, oh, put her on the show, put her on the show. And of course, I work with her, and she's definitely one of the fan favorites. So I was happy to have her on here. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. And once again, anyone who won anything from the giveaways tonight, please direct message me. If you're not following me on my social, or I'm not following you, chances are I won't see the message. So just tweet at me, leave a comment on Instagram, blah, 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 that it's you. Next week's guest is Caleb Conley, the chosen one from JCW. I'm looking forward to speaking to the showrunner. Speaking to a male showrunner, could help my chances of success. No. But yeah, so tune on in next week. And don't forget, my Devon Dudley interview is up already on Crazy Train main YouTube. Next week's interview is EC3 on Crazy Train. So just please go ahead, subscribe, and hit my socials. And don't forget to stay frosty.